Okay, guys, do you have a snack? Do you have a drink? You better get one, because it's a long one. It's a long one. We are going to be planning for the week of May 29th through June 4th, or as I prefer to call it, a Disney week. This is the week that me and Andrea went to Disney, and it's my first time going as an annual pass holder. It's just a great time. Let me show you everything that I brought into this spread. First off, I used a bunch of the mini games icons in Hollow. I used like the majority of this Disney World sheet. I used a bunch of little Mickey heads, as well as a bunch of this custom multi, and then a bunch of other custom multis I had made myself. But I'm just gonna get those out of the way. I'll probably keep this and that. Okay. And I am going to be using the Magical Land kit. Yes, I know this is a Disneyland kit, but guess what? I don't have a single plan to ever go to Disneyland, so I just wanted to use it because I like the colors. I will not be using Adventures Campus because that's one of the most Disneyland-y parts of this entire kit. We're going to keep the headers in there. We've got the washi. We've got the washi strip, we've got the fashion peeps, and Andrea was so kind as to get me a couple more little things sheets, which is much needed. Not as bad as last time, because you will find out Andrea suffered an injury on the trip, so some days are a bit shorter. So I do have the mouse bundle here, as well as I did add on 2 extra sheets of the mouse 2 underlays. These are in purple hollow. But we've got the headers. I did use a bunch of these icons. I used a couple of the scripts. We've got the washi, which this font for the washi is only in this bundle. We've got the magical 2 overlays, and then 2 more of the mouse underlays. So we're just gonna get started with the base, which is gonna take forever. I do have my print impression planner with my print impression inserts. Let me find the week. I have extenders on 5 of the 7 days, because when we do Disney, we do it, okay? Let's find all of the full boxes. We have these ones, these ones, these ones, and this one. What are my overlays? I think I might actually use this blank one in the top with this overlay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then the castle's Disneylandish, but I'm not using Pixar Pier, and I'm not using the other thing. So I think we will be good. Good to go. So I'm just gonna get right on into the stories. I am gonna be doing a bunch of like tricks and things for extenders. Rosie Plans has a whole video on it, so you can check that out if you want like tips and tricks. I'm not very good at it, so there's that. But anywho, so Monday was the start of our trip. We had to leave, I had to be to Andrea's, I think, for like 3:45 a.m. So I literally just didn't sleep. I ended up being awake for like 38 hours, which was nuts. But I was running on adrenaline, so we got to the airport, and we kind of like miscalculated the time, and like literally like we got to our gate with like 5 minutes to spare. We did stop because Andrea wanted to get like some breakfast tacos. I didn't like any of the options, so I just got a bag of salt and vinegar chips and called it a day. I'm gonna pull out my days of the week in Font Choice 5 unfoiled. But once we boarded, we did play a couple of games on the plane, as we do. We played Dungeons, Dice, and Danger, and then we played this new print and play called Roll and Cook. We played that a couple of times, and it was actually really, really fun. Highly suggest. I don't really know where to download it since Andrea did all of that, but I'm sure if you send us a message on Board Game Girlies, she will give you that info. But it was a lot of fun. And then we got to the hotel, we like had already checked in, but our room wasn't ready, so we got dressed, but actually ended up being ready before we even left, which was wild. I've literally never experienced that. I'm gonna be using these holes, which is hole 3 in the shop, or you can get the whole left side of this page. It's called Weekly Essentials, and the date numbers are also in Font Choice 5. Purple Hollow is the foil I'm mainly going with. The board game icons are in regular hollow. And the font that I'm gonna be using is the June font of the month, which by the time you see this will no longer be available. So make sure you're following so you don't miss the fonts of the months. Anywho, so we ended up taking the bus to Hollywood Studios, which was so annoying because we literally missed it by like, we watched it drive away as we walked up to it. But we also opened pins while we were waiting in line. We got the new waffle pack, which were quite disappointing. They were really big and ugly, super duper yellow, not really waffly colored, but whatever. Upon arriving to Hollywood Studios, we went and grabbed my annual pass, which I guess like some people have been having like a difficult time with cast members being like, I'm not giving you a physical one because you don't need it anymore, which is kind of annoying because it's just like for the memes. We did take a cute picture of like our APs together and it was just fresh. Loved that. So we did that, and then of course we got Genie Plus. We had already bought that earlier that morning, probably like at midnight, basically at the airport. And then we I purchased for us to go on Rise of the Resistance. So we already had a bunch of things scheduled, but upon getting there we were starving, so we went to Woody's Lunchbox, and we are very big on sharing is caring when we're at Disney. So yeah, we are always sharing all the things when we are there. So we did get the grilled cheese, just the plain grilled cheese, and we split it. Like, we each ate half the grilled cheese, and then we got a side of tater tots to share, as well as like it came with a thing of tomato soup, which we both just used to dip it. It was really yummy. I love grilled cheese, so I was real happy to have my Woody's Lunchbox. So we got that. Then we went on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which was so much fun. Love that ride. It is so cute. I love the art style in there. Then we went on Slinky Dog, which was my first time going on it. I've gotten Lightning Lane for it in the past, but literally every time it's like one of the few rides at Hollywood Studios that does close for weather, and I swear to God, every time I have ever, like, it's like 5 minutes before my Lightning Lane is ready, it starts raining and the ride closes. So it's the first time I actually got to go on it. It was like fine. I knew I wasn't going to be obsessed with it. I don't really like Toy Story, and it's a kiddie coaster, but I'm glad to say that I've done it. We then did Toy Story Mania, and it's literally like I'm always winning, and then we get to the last round of the game, and Andrea just kicks my ass. Then we went to go see an extended preview of the new Little Mermaid movie, which, real time, I am going to go see it on Friday, and it literally gave me chills. I wanted to cry when Halle Bailey was singing Part of Your World. Literally made me so emotional. If you do not know, in my 6th grade class, we did this musical called A Disney Dream. We were all different Disney characters, and I was Ariel. And I sang Part of Your World as a solo, which is really wild because I'm not a good singer, but, you know, go off, little Hannah. So, yeah, I mean, we both were, like, very emotional about it. It was beautiful. So we did that, and then we had our reservation for Rise of the Resistance, and then the weirdest of things happened. So we were walking out of Galaxy's Edge towards, like, the Muppets area of Hollywood Studios, if you're familiar. And this girl approaches us. She's like, hey, can I ask you, like, something? Like, can I ask you guys to do me, like, a favor or something to that effect? And we're like, okay. I thought there was, did I put, oh, I put it on this side, the churros. Okay. We were like, yeah, sure. And she's like, so I've been sitting here on this bench for, I think she said 3 hours, because she's like, I guess, like, was talking to this guy that she met on Tinder, and he works as, like, a character attendant with Goofy, but she was has been too scared to go, like, too shy to go say hi to him. So would we wait in line to meet Goofy with her, so she couldn't chicken out? And we're like, okay, sure, this seems like an interesting moment. So we went, and that was just a whole situation of playing matchmaker. She ended up meeting him, and it was cute. And then we met Goofy, which was not cute. He was so scary. We ended up deciding we're just like character meet and greet people now. And we met a bunch of other characters. None of them behaved in this way. Goofy was like, held us like in like a tight hug. Not like the light little like tappy tap on your back hug they usually do. I forgot to do the dates. Literally squeezing the shit out of us hugs. And it was very creep. And then was doing this in our ears, super loud, and then proceeded to ask if he could have one of our pins. It's a very weird experience, but I just got an email that I gotta attend to, so one moment. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to order the remainder of the foils for my anniversary sale, which would have probably already happened by the time you see this. And they had my old card on file, so had to give them the new information. But I also forgot to put the dates in, so I'm just gonna do that right now so I don't forget. But yeah, so the Goofy situation was absolutely horrifying. And then this gal thought that we were just like BFFs, and she came around with us for a while after that, which was like fine, she was nice, but it was just overall an odd experience, truthfully. So then after that, we were gonna go on, there was like a soft opening for the Rock and Roller Coaster, but like the line just kept getting longer and longer, so we decided against that, and we ended up just getting pretzels. We got one of each from like the pretzel cart there. There was like a cream cheese one, which is sweet, and then they had like a jalapeno cheddar one, which was also really good, and we just kind of shared those and had a great time. Then we went to the Frozen sing-along, where if I don't tell this story, Andrea's gonna comment below and be like, why didn't you tell it? So here you go. I pretty much basically almost lost my sunglasses there, aka they fell off my lap and onto the ground, and Andrea like went to step down and she like felt them under her foot, which in itself not that big of a deal, except for that last time we came to Disney, went to the Frozen sing-along, and I lost my sunglasses. Hee. So almost lost them there again. And then we went on Tower of Terror. We ended up doing Tower of Terror twice because I had told Andrea that if we did it twice and at Animal Kingdom, I would go on Cali River Rapids twice, which you will find out did not happen. Hee hee, ha ha, ho ho hum. But so we did that twice, and then on our way over, I believe to do it the second time, we stopped at this little pin trading hut, and we like were looking at the board and we traded one, and there was this girl there, and she was talking because we had a bunch of the Munchling pins that we were trading because we had like triples of them. We and Andrea each had one, and then we had extras, and she was like, oh my god, me and my friend are collecting those, da 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 da. And we're like, oh yeah, like if you want any of them, just switch them out with some of your traders. And she's like, are you sure? Like, which ones do you want? What if I don't have anything that you want? And we're like, literally does not matter, we're just trading them out anyway, so if there's something you want, then we don't really care what we're putting on the pin boards later on. And this girl literally, I think she was, this is one of my favorite like moments of the trip. She was pretty much in tears. She was telling us how she's like a teacher and she loves Disney and she's like been getting into pin trading and blah blah blah. And she just kept saying, are you sure like these ones that I'm trading you for like aren't good? And we're like, yeah, so we don't care. We're again just trading them. If this is gonna make you happy, then sure. And she's like, I'm gonna call my mom after this. This was truly my magical moment, and it literally was so heartwarming. It makes me want to cry thinking about it, honestly. So we did that, then we went to go meet Olaf, which was weird, but we did it. Then we went on Star Tours, which made Andrea feel sick. And then we went on the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and I think we're the only, like, all six of us, there was like, it's 6 people in the car in the Millennium Falcon, and we were with like a family, and like, only the dad wanted to be the pilot. Everybody else was like, no. And it ended up being like the dad and the little boy, and like you could tell the family was like, oh no, because he's gonna do really bad. So me and Andrea were like, listen, we literally don't care if we crash. We are just here for the fun of it. Like, we are not taking it seriously. We don't care if it's like, if he's gonna have fun, let him do it. And they were like, are you sure? And we're like, truthfully, yes. Like, go off, little friend, you do it. So we did that, and then went on Alien Swirling Saucers, and then we waited about 6.5 months for the worst dinner ever. We had reservations to the Roundup Rodeo, which is a new dining experience at Hollywood Studios. It's a barbecue, Toy Story themed restaurant, and we didn't get called for, I'd say, 20 to 30 minutes past our reservation time. The food was trash. Our waitress, so scary. She literally looked like a broken doll. Like, she looked like she should have been one of, what's his name, Sid? One of Sid's toys. She did not blink a single time. Not even once. Not one singular time did this girl blink. And it was so spooky. But the food was not good. And I gave Andrea bad tummy issues. I don't leave it at that. But yeah, it was an experience that we will not be going back to. I made an entirely one whole sheet too many. Oh, it's because the other one, I was like, that didn't happen because I was doing every other color on the other one. So I needed them. Never mind. But it took me almost the whole base to get through Monday. Monday was our busiest day, though. So Tuesday, we went to the Magic Kingdom, and then we were gonna rope. We like got there a little bit late for rope drop, and then we were gonna try to rope drop Space Mountain, but the line was like already 60 minutes. We were like, no. So we did miss Space Ranger's spin, and I'm terrible at that game. I did awful. I think our scores were only like 100 or so points different, but like so tricky. So bad at that one. The one on the People Mover, which is my favorite ride, is so good. It's literally like the Lazy River on land, and it's just great. So we did that, and then we stopped by the Emporium to look at the pin board. In the line, we literally waited probably like 15 minutes because there was a family in front of us that were taking their sweet time pin trading. It was a bunch of little kids, so it was like fine. We weren't in any hurry. And we get up there, and this other cast member, I literally looked if there was a way to like complain about a cast member. That's how mad this girl made me. There wasn't. So instead, I just did cast compliments for everybody I encountered that day that wasn't her. But her name was Miranda, and I hated her. And so we go up, and she wasn't working there to begin with. Like, it's like the same area you can get like birthday and celebrating pins, and so the line was really long, and she came over to help. And she asked the girl, what's with these pins back here? And she's like, oh, like they're really big. I have to move around the pin board to fit them on there. And she's like, okay. And we came up, and we said we wanted to look at the pin board, and I asked her, I was like, oh, can we like see those other ones that like the people in front of us traded? And she looks at me and goes, there's a line, so I'm gonna say no. Like, girl, I waited in this line, so I'm gonna say yes. And we're like, okay. I was like, are they cute? And she was just like, I'm like, okay. So we're like, what is her deal? Like, she was just, and she wasn't even nice about it. She was so rude about it. And it would take approximately 3.5 seconds, if that, to show us the pins. So we're like, is she just trying to pocket them for herself? What's the tea? What's going on? We did go back in later, and there were big pins on the board, which we're presuming are those ones. And they were all three the exact same pin. So you're telling me the line was too long that you couldn't show us one singular pin? Get a grip, Miranda. Hate you. So that happened, and then we did have breakfast reservations at Chef Mickey's. I say it in air quotes because the reservation was for like 11:30 or 12:30 or something. So it was like a later in the day reservation, but we were a little bit hungry in the meantime, so we did get a funnel cake to share. So we ate that, and it was delish. And then we went on Peter Pan because we did get a Genie Plus for it. Even though we both don't like the ride, we were like, okay, like let's give it another try, see if we can get the hype. And we did do a poll on Board Game Girlie's Instagram, and I think that the general consensus was most people do not get the hype, but still somehow there's a hype. So make it make sense because I can't. So we did that. We then met Chip and Dale, and then we were gonna go on the train, but tell me why there's a 40-minute wait for the train all day long. Very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. So we didn't go on the train at all. But we then went to Chef Mickey's, which was really yummy, except for there was a wasp in the restaurant, and if you know me, you know bees are like one of my biggest fears in life. So I literally ran away. And then we did some resort hopping because this was when we started discovering that Andrea hurt her ankle. We're not really sure what happened. We are presuming that she did something at home prior to the trip, like hit it on something and didn't think anything of it. And like the only consensus we came to is that she bruised the bone, her ankle bone somehow, because she was unwell. she was very much so unwell. And so we did some resort hopping, and then we went on Big Thunder. We did go on Tron for the first time, which was really, it was a lot more fun than people give it credit for. People are constantly talking shit about it. I had a good time on it. I liked it. That's where I'm dying on that hill. I'm a Tron stan. I thought it was a lot of fun. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with overlays. No, this is not the one I wanted to put on here. We literally didn't even park hop a singular time, but we were planning on it, but then Andrea's ankle just kind of did us in. But so we also went on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We did buy the fast pass for that as well. I think it was only like $11 each for that day, so it was not so bad. And then we maybe I'll do the little Mickeys in the corners here. That'll be cute. Andrea and really, well, we both wanted to, but like her ankle was like unwell, and she's like, I'm not missing out on Pecco's bill, like I'm getting my fajitas. So we went there despite her ankle being progressively like getting worse and worse throughout the day, which was fine. And then she literally on the way out was like, if there were not people around right now, I would be crying. That's how bad her ankle was hurting her. So we ended up leaving a bit early and went back to the room, and we watched the Food Network and played Ark Nova on our phones. And then we both kind of got hungry in the evening, so I just offered to walk down and get us food. So I did that. We had like, I had chicken tenders and she had like a pulled pork sandwich or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I had 5. Okay, cool. So yeah, it was a time to be alive. And then Wednesday we slept in. This was the day we had originally planned on going to Animal Kingdom, and Andrea was like, yeah, so here's the thing, IDK about that with her ankle. And I was like, girl, if we don't go, then I don't gotta go on Cali River Rapids. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up deciding the night before that we just were not going to go to Animal Kingdom, and instead we decided we were gonna have a pool day, go to Disney Springs. There's these really hideous, not like hideous, but like just not really our style, not my style, because I'm not like a colorful gal. The most like Disney adult looking bathing suits, let me show you guys a picture, ever, literally ever. And they were at our gift shop. We're like, this is our fate now, like we're gonna get these. And we had already decided that in the future these were what they looked like neon green bathing suits, but they're just our Disney bathing suits. And we did decide in the future, like our first day we get there is going to be just like a resort day, relaxed day, because we're too old. We're too old for the nonsense. So gotta do what we gotta do in the future to avoid the catastrophes that happened. So we went to Disney Springs, and this was the first day that AP got 30% off. So we bought all the things, literally all the things. And then we went to Chicken Guy, which if you guys know me, Guy Fieri is the love of my life. I'm obsessed with him. I just want to be him, but also I want to marry him. It's like a whole situation between me and Guy Fieri, and he has a literal chicken tender restaurant. It's like he just knows we're soulmates or something. So we went there, and it was fantastic. Then we got back, and we put our bathing suits on, and Andrea had originally gotten this, like, I got the neon green bikini, and she had gotten this, like, one piece that was pastel, but it still had the same pattern. It was pastel pink. But it was not made for, a big boobied girl, so it had to go back. And then we just got matching ones. So we had that, and then we went and sat by the pool. When we sat by the pool, we played games. We played Exploding Kittens, the 2-player game. We played Azul and the Catan dice game. And then we ended up getting, we had dinner reservations, but they weren't till like 8:30. So we went back down to the, like, quick service, and I got a salad. She got a piece of pizza just to, like, hold us over. And then we then got a little bit of dessert. I got a coffee cake and she got a cookie, and then we sat outside and just shot the shit. And then the wind blew. Literally my coffee cake that I got flew away. And then there was this girl playing ping pong, and I swear to God she was wearing a thong. Her bathing suit, the triangles to cover her boobs were this big. It was a thong, and then it was technically a one piece because it had like literal pieces of fabric this big on each side. It was a wild time, and I'm like, girl, go off. Glad you're confident, but also this is my family establishment. Very interesting. But yeah, then we played more Ark Nova, and we had the worst, one of the two worst Ubers we had. He picked us up, and we were going to Fort Wilderness because we had reservations for the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review, and he took us to Magic Kingdom first, and we're like, he's trying to drop us off, and we're like shaking our heads at like the cast member as he's trying to like get into the Magic Kingdom for a drop off, and we're like, no, we don't go here. And then he gets us to Fort Wilderness, and he brings us to literally like the riding stables, and he's like, I can't get in. And we're like, yeah, bro, we're not going here. This is still incorrect. And he just straight up couldn't get it together, all the way to the point that Andrea had to like get out her GPS and give him directions on like how to get us there. It was horrible, just horrible. Then we went to the Hoop-Dee-Doo, which was a lot of fun, except for the guy who was controlling the spotlight was like creepy staring at us the whole time. And it wasn't like because like I'm kind of paranoid because I like consume a lot of true crime stuff. And so I was like, maybe it's just me. Then I mentioned it to Andrea. I'm like, I feel like this guy's staring at us. And she's like, I literally thought he was smiling at me, but I then thought I was being paranoid. So yeah, and he was not far enough away from us for it to be like a misconception that he was staring. He was definitely staring at us and smiling. And then we had this guy next to us who was giving a literal dirty look to us. We caught him giving us a dirty look in a picture. Okay, let's start there. And then we are just drinking our Diet Cokes. Neither of us consume alcohol, which is fine if you do, but we just don't, which is important for this story. The guy who sat us down, I swear to God, the guy next to us complained about us or something, so we were just laughing too much. But first off, the show is funny, and second of all, we're funny. So we had a lot to be laughing about. But like the guy who sat us, like the host guy, comes over and is like, how you guys doing? And we're like, oh, good, whatever. Andrea didn't think he's being serious, but like I kind of think he was, because he came over just to us. He didn't go and talk to anybody else, literally just came over to us and then said, are you drinking sangria? Do I need to cut you ladies off? And we're like, this is Diet Coke. He's like, are you good? And we were like, yeah, we're good. And so I think we got tattled on, which was horrible and stupid. Okay. Thursday was like our last day there. Andrea decided she was going to brave it, and we were going to go to a park, even with her bum and ankle. But we decided we're going to have a slow start, which we did. And we just kind of like went to Epcot, and we just took it slow. We still, even with taking it like at a snail's pace, got everything in the park done by like 5. Besides Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, because neither of us wanted to go on it, and Mission Space. But I'm gonna zoom in and then we'll continue with our stories as I lay things down. But this is the base. Okay. This day, every single box needs 5 little things. So I'm gonna do that while I continue chit-chatting about our Epcot day. So we then went and bought some pins, and literally we each got like 3 or 4 pin packs, and I'm pretty sure between the two of us we kept like 3 pins. The rest of them ended up being traders because they were trash can, which was really annoying, but whatever. And then we had reservations for, I'm gonna try to say it right, and I really apologize if any of you guys are Norwegian, please correct me down below, but I think it's pronounced Akershus. Was like a Norwegian princess breakfast. We got to meet Belle, Snow, Sleeping Beauty, Tiana, and Ariel, which was really cool. The food was really, really good. The Norwegian pancakes were so good. They were really cinnamony. They kind of, to me, felt like a combination of French toast and a waffle. It was really yummy. And then they had these cheesy potatoes where like the bottom was like crispy caramelized cheese. They were still thinking about them good, you know? So we did that, and then we did Guardians of the Galaxy, which we ended up doing twice. We did the virtual queue, and then we did the like the pay option because we're addicted. The first one we went on though, so there was this like young girl, and we thought she was by herself. She was probably like 14, 15, 16, around that age. And she basically just kind of like charged in, like pushed her way through people, was not being very polite, whatever. And she's like shining her light to figure out like exactly where the door is gonna open so she can be the first one in, blah, blah, blah. And then we're waiting during like the second pre-show, and her mom comes up to her, and we're like, we thought this girl was here by herself this whole time, but okay. So her mom comes up to her, and then she's like, oh my God, like I dropped the ring you gave me, like I lost it. And she's like, which one? And she's like, oh, like the one that was just had like the little fake diamond on it, like it wasn't expensive. I was just like playing with my rings and it fell off. And her mom's like, that wasn't fake, like that was real. And she was like, it was a diamond. And she literally lost her mom's diamond ring in the queue. And then when like the door opens for us to go in, instead of, you know, staying back to look for the literal diamond ring she just lost, she just runs in, pushes past everybody, and then like gets to the bottom of the ramp where like you're about to be placed into like your car, has to stand there and wait for her mom anyway. The whole thing, wild time. But the first ride we did ask for row 9, because if you know, you know, row 9 is the best row. And it was great, wonderful, magical. Then we did Soarin'. This is literally just for Monday and Tuesday. It's wild. I am using everything that I'm going to be doing in this portion is going to be the June font of the month and in Purple Hollow, unless it is the game stuff, then it is in regular hollow. But I'm going to keep talking as I do this. So after that, we did go on Soarin', which is fine. We got literally the worst seats in the house, but it was, again, fine. Then we went on Living with the Land, which had like an over 20-minute wait, which I've literally never in my life seen for that attraction, which was bizarre. But we had the thing, what's it called, Genie Plus, so we didn't really have to worry about that. We just went on, and then we did the Nemo ride, and then we did the Figment ride, which, like, I don't get Figment. Don't understand him at all. So we did that, and then we each got a violet lemonade, which are so good. I was really apprehensive about them the first time Andrea and I went. She got one. I was like, I don't know, but it's like super sour and delicious, so I quite enjoy it. And then we went on Spaceship Earth, which Andrea like hates, but I like it, so we did it, and it was quite fun. And then like our pictures were so funny. Then we went on Test Track, and then we're trying to figure out what we wanted to do for dinner, because we did have dining reservations for Tepanido, which is the like hibachi restaurant in the Japan Pavilion, and like the walking just wasn't about to be the move for her, so we canceled that. And then we made a different reservation, and then we canceled that and decided we just wanted Chicken Guy again, because like it'd be like that. So we went to Disney Springs, we got more pins, we went to Chicken Guy, then we went back to the hotel and just kind of like chilled out and played Ark Nova in bed, which was really fun. And then Friday we walked over, because we stayed at All-Star Sports, and like it's walking distance from the other All-Star hotels. We just kind of walked over to All-Star Music and had breakfast there, just so we could like look at their gift shop and their pin boards, which was fun. And then we walked over and stopped at the All-Star Movies, and again did the whole pin situation. Went back to our hotel. Oh no. Oopsie. Went back to our hotel, packed up everything, and then we took an Uber, which this Uber was also horrifying, super unsafe. He was going about 20 miles per hour over the speed limit at all times. Literally, like, this moving truck got over into like our lane, and instead of like slowing down, which he had plenty of time to do, just kept going, then slammed super hard on his brakes, to the point that Andrea like audibly gasped, and my eyes were literally couldn't be any like bigger if they could be because I was terrified. Didn't apologize, just kept going. He was horrible. His name was Christopher, and I gave him a bad review. So that happened, and then we flew from Orlando to Austin, and on the plane we played Dungeons, Ice, and Danger, Roll and Cook, Exploding Kittens, and then we played Wingspan on Andrea's phone. And then I just went to Andrea's house because Chris wasn't going to be home for a while, and he was going to pick me up there, but his flight just kept getting more and more delayed because he was in New York visiting family. So I just hung out there, and we spent time with the children. And then got McDonald's for dinner, had a game night, me, Andrea, and Nick. We played Ark Nova, Exploding Kittens, and then 3 games of this like actually really fun party game called Priorities. Saturday, I literally just like, me and Chris just like slept in and cuddled in the morning because we hadn't seen each other in so long. And then went out to breakfast, then came home. I did a bit of work. I like printed orders and stuff. And then did some planning, like laid down everything from while I was gone, and then watched YouTube while I did that, and then we had a game night over at Andrea's house. And then Saturday, we literally had no food because neither of us had been here in like forever, so we went and got Burger King for like an early lunch, and then we worked, and then YouTube binge. Then we went out to dinner, went to Jack Allen, and me and Chris played one of the expansions for Everdell. We played Pearlbrook. It was really fun. And then we watched an episode of The Mandalorian, and then I just put whatever on TV and chillaxed. But that was all the stories of the week, which it was an incredibly amazing, wonderful week. I loved it. And yeah, now I can talk you through what I'm laying down and what I've used. Everything on here has been either SPC, Once More with Love, or MicPlans. And I was able to put down all of Monday. Look at that. It looks so cute. This font is so good. I'm obsessed. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the top one needs 5, and then everything else gets 4. That's pretty easy. Okay. So, I'm gonna put 5 things up here with these spreads. I do like to put down all of the labels for like the entire day, and then we'll go through and put in all of the other things. I was getting so confused trying to do this while talking though, so I'm kind of glad that story time is over, so I can be more focused and hopefully not make any more silly mistakes. Okay, so I did use another little thing for Mr. Peter Pan and for meeting Chip and Dale. They're so cute. I love them. Guess what? They didn't make kissy sounds in our ears. And then I'm going to use a label to mark going to Chef Mickey's. I hate that this like older format does not have big little things. I love them. And this will be for Resort Hoppin'. And then I can use one of these to mark going to Pecco's bill. And then Andrea's bum ankle. Then we played Ark Nova and watched the Food Network and got late night snacks. Oh no! I forgot the flap because this other one, it went sideways. Whoopsie daisies. Forgot all of these things. Okay. Doot. This will be for Big Thunder, and then I need a label for Tron, and then a little thing for Seven Dwarves. And then something to mark Space Mountain. Oh my god, I cannot believe I did that. What a dum-dum. Okay, well, at least it's still all the same colors, so I can just pop everything back in how I was going to do it. And nothing goes to waste. Okay. There we go. Got that situated. Okay, so first things first is Magic Kingdom. This is from the Magical World sheet in Cinderella Castle. Then I got a Magic Kingdom script. And then for Space Ranger Spin, I just have a little Mickey Mouse from that same sheet. Then for People Mover, I've just got a little Mickey from the Mouse Icons sheet, as well as People Mover script. And then for Miranda's Bitch Ass, we have a That Bitch Cake from SPC, as well as Pins-F Miranda. And for the funnel cake, I just used the cupcake. It was fine. I just wanted to use as many of those as I could, as well as a funnel cake script. Then for Peter Pan, I'm using the Tinkerbell from SPC. Does she match? Not really. Am I using her anyway? Heck yeah, baby. Pop her in there with the Peter Pan script. For Meeting Chip and Dale, I just have like a little Mickey hat icon, as well as Chip and Dale. And then we did Chef Mickey's. So I have the Mickey Mouse from SPC, as well as Chef Mickey's. Then for Resort Hopping, I have the monorail from that same Magical World sheet and a Resort Hoppin' script. And then for Big Thunder, this is, I'm pretty sure, supposed to be Everest, but it was fine. And then a Big Thunder script. And then for Tron, I've got the little Mickey head icon, as well as a Tron script. For Snow White, we have Dopey from Once More with Love. Pop this in here. And then I have a Seven Dwarves script. And then for Space Mountain, we do have the Space Mountain icon from that icon sheet and a Space Mountain script. And then down here for Pecco's Bill, we have a burrito from SPC and the same in the matching script. And then for Andrea having her ankle issue, I do have the Andrea with Mickey ears and a Mickey ice cream bar. And so I usually don't mark things if like they only happened to her, but like it impacted us both. So bum ankle going in. Then I have the cards icon from the games sheet, and then an ARC plus Food Net script. And then for late night food, we have the like takeout fast food icon from the mini icons and a late night food script. And that's Tuesday. We need 4, 4, 4, and 4 for this one. Super easy. Okay. Thank God I have extra little things sheets, because otherwise I'd be screwed. This is gonna mark sleeping in. And then Disney Springs. We will use this dark blue pattern for Disney Springs, and then we need this color to mark 30% off, and then the pink color, which I do not like the pattern for, so I'm just like repeatedly skipping over it, to mark Chicken Guy. Then I'll need another blue little thing to mark Bathing Suit Fiasco. And then another label to mark us just kind of hanging by the pool. Then I'll need 2 little things to mark the 2 of the games. Exploding Kittens, as well as Azul. And then we had played Catan, and we got salad / pizza. And then we had the whole coffee cake and cookie. Oopsie, sorry about that. And then we just sat outside. way. And then the flying cake and the thong. You know, just little things. I'm gonna do 3 little things here for the next 3 Tingy Poos. And then we went to the Hoop-de-Doo for dinner. This is the pink pattern. It's just not pink enough for a pink loving gal like me. Okay, those are all the labels. Let's get into the things. So for sleep in, I have the bed icon from the mini icons sheet, and then a sleep in script in that same font. For Disney Springs, I've just got the balloons from the Disney World sheet, and then the Disney Springs script. And then I have the like Mickey shopping bag from that same Disney World icons, and then I have 30% off for AP. Then we got Chicken Guy, so I've got the Guy Fieri from SPC, as well as a Chicken Guy script. For going to the, what's next? For the Bathing Suit Fiasco, we've got the Mickey icon, as well as the script. This is Bathing Suit Fiasco. Then for going by the pool, we have the Me and Andrea in like a light pink color, as well as a pool script. And then we've got the cards from the games sheet for Exploding Kittens, in a like board for Azul, played Azul Mini, and then a dice for Catan. And then for the salad and pizza, I got the Lottie with her fork and knife, and salad and pizza. And then for the coffee, cake, and cookie, I have the like ice cream from that sheet. Figured it's like a sweet treat. It works. And then for sitting outside, I have like the little speech bubbles because we just were chit-chatting away. And then for the flying cake, cookie cake, or the flying cake and the thong, we've got a little Mickey head. For Arc Nova, we've got the cards. And for the Uber from Hell, I have a car icon from the mini icons in the bundle, as well as an Uber from Hell. And for the Hoop-de-Doo, I'm using a Texas icon because it's very country, and a Hoop-de-Doo script. That is the first half of a very busy week. On to the second half. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on everything. Perfect. I love when that happens because it's so simple. Okay, we're gonna start with pink for Epcot. And then we literally got the worst pins ever. So that must be marked. And then we went to Akershus. I think I'm saying it right, but I'm not positive. And we did Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just such a fun one. And then we went on Soarin'. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do this backwards color-wise. Just show you know where I'm gonna do it like this, because I don't want the same colors right next to each other. So we did that, and then we went on Living with the Land, Nemo, and Figment. The Land, Nemo, and Figment. What color am I going for? Oh, the dark color. Okay. Silly me. I was looking at the wrong color. There we go. And then for here, we're going to pop in a little thing for Miss Violet Lemonade. Pop this in for Spaceship Earth. Then we went to the test track. And then popped over to Disney Springs. And then did get some more pins. Went to Chicken Guy, which is just So good. One of my things about chicken is I do not like big pieces of chicken. They make me gag and I hate it. And they're like really thin, which is why they're a vibe. And then Hotel Chillin', and we played Ark Nova in bed, which calls for this. Okay, I'm gonna stop the camera because otherwise it's gonna cut me off, and we'll continue. Okay. So for Epcot, we have got the Spaceship Earth icon from the Disneyland icon sheet, and here's Epcot. We got the shopping bag from the mini icons sheet to mark worst pins. Aurora is one of the princesses you meet at that breakfast. So I have the Aurora from Once More with Love. And then, I don't remember the name of this shop, but we've got Nebula. Her colors matched, so we go in with her to mark Guardians. And for over here for Soarin', I'm just going to use these ears from the Disney World Icons sheet. Living with the Land, we're just going to use a little Mickey head. And then for Nemo, we have this Mickey, Nemo. And then for Figment, there is a Figment on that sheet, so pop him in there, and Figment. We got Violet Lemonade, so I'm using like the little cup with a straw. And then we did Spaceship Earth, so I have the same Spaceship Earth icon. There are multiple of them on that sheet. For Test Track, I do have this Mickey head. For Disney Springs, I've got the Disney Bus icon from that same sheet. Then for pins, I just got this like button sticker from that sheet. Figured it was fine to mark pins. And then Chicken Guy, obviously another Guy Fieri sticker, anytime to have his cute little face in my planner. Ark Nova in bed, I have the cards sticker as well as the script. And then for Hotel Chillin', I've got another one of like the sodas because we did get some fountain sodas and we're just vibing. Okay, so we need 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so forward, good old breakfast at music. We'll use this label, and then we'll use a little thing to mark that we stopped over at movies, and then another little thing to mark packing up, and then I'll use this to mark the unsafe Uber, because it was really scary, truthfully. And then MCO to AUS. And Dungeons, Dice, and Danger. And then Roll and Cook and Exploding Kittens. And then Wingspan digitally. Use a big box here for spending time with the kids. And then pink to mark game night. And then we got McDonald's, which I will use blue. Played Ark Nova, Exploding Kittens, and Priorities. Ark Nova, Exploding Kittens, and Priorities. 3 times we played Priorities. Okay, so for breakfast at music, we have the Mickey Pancakes. For stopping over at movies, I'm just using another little Mickey head. For packing up, we've got the little Mickey backpack. And then for the unsafe Uber, we have the little car icon and the unsafe Uber script. For MCO to AUS, we have a plane. For Dungeons, Dice, and Danger, I'm going to use the dice icon. As you can see, the game icons still look cute in like a fancy label. And then for Roll and Cook, we have the dice as well. For Exploding Kittens, we have some more cards. Played that 4 times just because it's really quick. And then for Wingspan on Andrea's phone, we have a little pawn. And then for spending time with the kids, I just use this little like heart. I don't really have any kids stickers, so that's the best I had. And then I'm just gonna cut this and do it as a with kids. And the 3 of us had a game night, so I'm using the like 3 people playing a game. Thought that was cute for that occasion. And then for McDonald's, I've got the little takeout and the McDonald's script. For Arc Nova, we've got some cards and an Arc Nova script. And then for Exploding Kittens, we've got another card and the Exploding Kittens. And then for Priorities, I just grabbed like the regular playing card from the mini icons as well as Priorities times 3. Okay, the rest of these days, only 3 things per section. We're getting to the tail end, guys. We're doing it. We're really doing it. Getting her done. Okay, so for just kind of cuddling in the morning with Chris because I missed him, we have that. And then we went out to breakfast so we can use this. And then I did some work. So here is that. I spent quite a bit of time planning this day. So pop that in, and then YouTube binge, and then game night, which I will use this flag for. Okay, so for cuddling with Chris, I do have the like couple that Andrea made me. And then for getting breakfast, I'm just using these lavender hollow thing from SPC. And I'm just using this takeout script because it's what I had in the right color, okay? For working, we have got the computer from the bundle as well as a work script. For planning, we've got Lottie with her planners and a plan script. For YouTube binge, we've got the movie clapper from the mini icons sheet as well as YouTube binge. And then for game night, we've got Lottie with her playing cards and a game night script. I made it the long way, but I'm gonna cut it to make it the stacked way. Because I don't really put in the games specifically that we played. There's that. And then on to Sunday, we did get Burger King first thing in the AM. And then worked. Does this even have the squared things? Oh, I think it does. I think I put that sheet in here in the trash pile. But I do need one of them for this spread. Right there. And then YouTube. And then date night. What? Cute little date night. And then, ooh, I'm actually gonna be able to use this label that I like accidentally pulled off. That worked out perfect. And then a little thing for binge watch. There's so many sticker sheets all over the place right now. The sticker's just getting tossed with all those little scraps, okay? Okay. All of that is going away. All of it's going in the D-stash. Okay, so for Burger King, I have the Burger King bag from SPC, as well as a fast food script from the bundle. For working, we have Lottie on her laptop, as well as a work script. And then for YouTube binge, we got the movie clapper icon, as well as YouTube binge script. For date night, we have got Lottie with like a bag of food, as well as a date night script. I meant to grab the one with the fork and knife, but apparently I didn't, so here we are. For game night, we've got the die there. The game we played didn't involve dice, but that's fine. And then for binge watching, we got the TV icon, as well as the binge watch script. Now I'll zoom out and show you guys the finished spread and the mountain of stickers going into my D-stash. Okay guys, here she is. She took forever, but she is stunning and full of so many good, fun, wonderful memories. And yeah, so everything going into D-stash. We've got so many sheets of stickers. I have like one box completely full and another box almost full, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then give it a thumbs up. If you did not, then well, give it a thumbs down, because either way, you're helping out my channel. Comment down below, subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.